Antarctica is the most mysterious continent on our planet. Its area is so vast, and the climatic conditions are extremely harsh, that this place is still poorly explored and hides many secrets. For 200 years, scientists and travelers have been exploring the mysterious Antarctica. During this time, they have learned a lot about the enigmatic continent. In this video, I will tell you about 14 incredible discoveries made in Antarctica. Number 1. The Loch Ness Monster from Antarctica. Everyone knows the mystical monster that may inhabit Scotland's Loch Ness. And while most scientists are skeptical of the idea of the monster's existence, the monster from Antarctica, which lived many years ago, is a fact. In 1989, paleontologists found the remains of an incredibly huge creature with an unbelievably long neck near Seymour Island, which is located in Antarctica. They argued for a long time about whose bones they had found. It took the researchers over 20 years to retrieve all the remains. They lifted 800 kilograms of bones of the ancient monster, only after which the scientists were able to describe it properly. They named it the Loch Ness monster from Antarctica. It turned out to be the largest elasmosaurus found to date. This swimming monster was over 10 meters long. Representatives of this genus became extinct several million years ago. Most likely, elasmosaurs could feed on sharks. This discovery provides a basis for believing that incredible creatures once inhabited Antarctica, and perhaps still do. Number 2. The lost city of Atlantis is believed to be located beneath the ice of Antarctica. This is one of the popular theories regarding the search for the ancient mystical city. American scientist Charles Hapgood proposed this hypothesis in his book. The preface to this edition was written by none other than the famous Albert Einstein. According to his version, 12,000 years ago, there was a shift in the Earth's crust, which caused the continent that we now call Antarctica to move much further than it was before. This event resulted in a sharp drop in temperature in Antarctica. However, before the crustal shift, according to the scientists' version, there was a very comfortable climate on the continent, and it was precisely there that the ancient and advanced civilization of Atlantis was located, which was later buried under huge layers of ice. Number 3. Giant hole in Antarctica. In 2017, researchers discovered something strange in satellite images of Antarctica. It turned out to be a huge hole in the glacier. To understand how huge it was, just imagine two New York cities. That was the size of the discovered hole. This is not the first time in history that scientists have been able to discover a piece of open water surrounded by ice on all sides. The complex weather conditions in Antarctica make it almost impossible to study such unknown holes. Scientists do not fully understand why such mysterious phenomena occur. The mystery is compounded by the fact that, according to researchers, climate change is unlikely to be related to the formation of giant holes in the glacier. Number 4. Ancient meteorites. Thanks to the very cold and dry climate in Antarctica, meteorites that fell on this territory many years ago are well preserved. Plus, they are easier to detect because they stand out strongly against the snowy landscape. Over the past 50 years, scientists have discovered more than 40,000 meteorites in the Antarctic. And this is despite the fact that the continent is simply huge, and only a small part of it has been explored. The large number of meteorites and exploration makes many people believe that if flying saucers or traces of extraterrestrial life can be found anywhere, it will certainly happen in Antarctica. The large number of films and books on this topic only fuels such interest. However, scientists who are used to drawing conclusions based on facts rather than guesses are skeptical of such conspiracy theories. Number 5. Unexpected creatures under a kilometer of ice. As the hero of the movie Jurassic Park said, life will always find a way. In the dark waters almost a kilometer deep under the ice, you can expect to find many things, but definitely not living organisms, as the conditions in such a place are not compatible with life. Typically, geologists drill the ice in Antarctica to take samples of ice and rock, but under the ice sheet, they sometimes find incredible species of squids, spiders, toothed worms, and completely transparent fish. One of the discoveries was made quite recently, in 2021. During the research, at a depth of almost a kilometer under the ice, a huge rock was discovered, on which previously unknown creatures were found. They looked like. Number 6. Bloody Waterfall. This is the name of a remarkable phenomenon discovered in Antarctica over 100 years ago. Don't be scared. It has nothing to do with real blood. At first, researchers linked this phenomenon to red algae, but later it was found that microorganisms living in one of the underwater lakes were the cause of it. Thanks to them, the water in this lake is rich in iron oxide. The water seeps out through small cracks in the ice, and as a result, we can observe such a spectacle. Besides the red glacier, scientists have also found pieces of bright green ice. At first, they could not understand the true cause of this phenomenon, but later they discovered a substance that remarkably gave the ice such color. Number 7. Iceberg of an unusual shape. Water and wind can give the most unusual shapes to large floating pieces of ice. However, researchers were greatly surprised when they were able to capture a perfectly rectangular piece of ice in Antarctica from an airplane. Later, scientists were able to determine that this rectangular iceberg had just recently broken off from a glacier, and the wind and water simply had not had time to give it a more natural, familiar shape. Number 8. Volcanoes. Despite the harsh cold, there are several volcanoes in Antarctica. The most famous of them is Mount Erebus, which is the southernmost active volcano on the planet. For the last 50 years, scientists have been closely monitoring this volcano, which has a lava lake in its crater. Mount Erebus is located at the intersection of tectonic plates and is one of the most active volcanoes on the planet. Powerful emissions of deep gases periodically occur from these cracks. Due to the severe weather conditions and remote location, scientists cannot visit it very often, but during rare expeditions, they have been able to discover living organisms that inhabit the volcano itself. Number 9. Ice can sing. It sounds crazy, but scientists working in Antarctica have come to this conclusion. According to them, it is similar to a person playing a flute without a break, but without changing the notes much. Most of these sounds are difficult for the human ear to hear, but special instruments can detect them. This phenomenon is caused by the constant external forces acting on the ice, such as temperature changes or wind, and this is what makes them produce mysterious sounds. Number 10. The oldest ice on the planet. Where else would it be but in Antarctica? Researchers have discovered glaciers there that are over 1 million years old. In depth, this is almost 3 kilometers of ice, a figure that is difficult to comprehend. Given that living organisms, including microbes, are well preserved in ice, imagine what discoveries await scientists. Number 11. The Ice Cave. Several years ago, NASA experts found a huge cave in the glacier. According to their calculations, this cave is the size of a large island. Most likely, it is a giant space inside the ice that formed over the past few years due to melting ice. So far, scientists have only been able to explore this cave with radar, but work continues. Number 12. Subglacial lakes. Over the past 50 years, using radar, scientists have discovered about 400 lakes under the ice in Antarctica. They are located beneath several kilometers of ice. Only now do scientists have the opportunity to truly explore these lakes and the creatures that inhabit them. These are microorganisms and beings that have managed to survive under kilometers of ice, in the absence of sunlight and nutrients. Number 13. Dinosaurs and other ancient creatures remains. As I mentioned earlier, Antarctica was once a much warmer continent than it is today. Around that time, huge and amazing creatures lived here, including prehistoric iguanas, dinosaurs, and even dinosaur ancestors. Recently, researchers discovered the remains of a dinosaur ancestor in Antarctica that is over 250 million years old. It's a mind-boggling figure, isn't it? What other amazing discoveries will scientists make on this snowy and little explored continent is anyone's guess. Number 14. Mysterious space phenomena. Antarctica is an excellent place for scientists studying space and the movement of celestial bodies. Many of the cosmic particles discovered by observatories above Antarctica still puzzle scientists. Don't forget to give this video a like if you found it interesting, and also subscribe to the channel and click the bell icon to stay up to date on new videos. And of course, feel free to leave your comments.